again. It says it's waiting on you. Ah,
Hey,
hi.
how's it going?
Sorry. Pops, I just broke my phone stand.
It's it's like the Matrix is alive. It's trying to keep you from doing what you want to do.
I got it rigged though, Pops. I literally, it's broke. Like, but at least I'm here. Look, the whole piece broke. Does not want to
Damn it!
stand by itself no more. So anyway, that doesn't matter. We're here.
It's
All right,
beautiful.
what do we have out there? So I did bring Muji
Oh, that's which one did you bring?
before I am.
Okay. Do
Before
you hear a echo?
echo? No.
Okay, I'm good now.
Plugs. Wait, let me face this out. I gotta get my plugs together, and I have some soft music to play. Thank you for who's here. I don't see a chat at the moment. You see a chat?
Let's see who's here. All messages are visible. Zena's here.
Okay. The interesting thing is you can't click the button like you could do on TikTok.
If you click that little button to the right, and it looks like a speaking button, it'll let you know.
Oh, top chat, live chat, all messages. I want
Yeah,
all messages. All right, there it is. Thanks. Oh, because it'll go away if it's
they
not.
fade away.
Oh, okay. Oh, pops, I'm excited. Are you gonna pop onto your TikTok to get people to come on over, or is that something you want me to do?
I could do that. I have to
All
do it
right.
my other device though.
Oh, okay. Well, let me. Here, I'll do it. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can. Let's see.
Wonder, can we share this? I'm sure.
You can share that.
If you click the three dots,
I'm gonna go to it. Actually, let me go into it myself and share myself. Let me just go to a different.
I'm gonna send it to.
All right. So he's frozen at the moment, guys. We're out here doing our first official check of the YouTube. Um. So yeah.
I'm back.
All right. I'm coming. Oh, there we go. I see now. Okay, good. All right, good. So let me go share really quick. My share. Back out to share. Share it. Link. And then I'm gonna go to. Let me just send to everybody real quick. I am from. On.
Everything's good. Z, thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I'm just chilling. You know, taking it easy today. Trying to take a nap here and there. I'm gonna go watch some minor league baseball tonight. So yeah, I'm currently chilling with TJ now, but he's in his room watching TV. He's been kind of chilling this weekend. Hasn't really put in a lot of time with me.
Z is already here. I'm gonna send to Emily. Say hi. All right, Jersey. I'm gonna send everybody I have contact to. Check in. All right. Welcome in. I don't know who else has shown up, but I see another person here. Maybe it's Emily. All right, we got some music coming. Got some music. Mm-hmm. Who else? I'm just gonna finish sharing, and I have some music just for now. I don't even know how well that could be heard. Guys, make sure who's ever coming in, make sure you give Pops and myself a follow. We would greatly appreciate it.
Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Well, it's taking care of the stuff.
The music or no?
I hear it. I hear it.
Gently or too much?
Gently.
Does it overpower my voice?
No.
Okay.
Are you wearing a mic?
Huh?
Are you wearing a microphone?
No.
Okay.
I can. I didn't want to interfere with anything. Pick up extra. Hold on. Hello, guys. Might have a interruption for a moment.
Okay.
Oh, mic check.
Ooh, you sound a lot better.
Yeah, okay. Hello. All right, here we go. All right. That's good. Sounding better now. And you can hear my music and me.
Lo said I was echoing.
Who? Oh,
I think I was echoing because I was loud, but I don't think I'm echoing anymore. Now that you have your headphones on, I think the echo.
yeah. Oh, got you. Oh, and I did have. Ooh, hold on. I gotta get to my. I'm trying to get
All
to
right,
the
that's better.
get to the thing myself. Okay. Here we go. Turn all the way down. All right, there we go. I feel like I got you there by yourself. Look where it moved me. Hold on.
Might need to put my headphones on.
Alright, that's better, right? Alright. I came prepared.
Hold on, I gotta just go see what my Bluetooth is connected to something. Hold on.
Welcome in, guys. All right, I have to finish really quick, guys. Just sharing this out, letting people know where we are. All right. Lo followed you, didn't he? Ooh, I feel a breeze pop.
I got a breeze under this fan.
I feel a breeze, darling. Look, if you are here but cannot type in the chat, it is because you need to subscribe potentially. I'm unsure, but I think that's the reason. So make your way out and just follow us, and then it should allow you to type into the chat. Um,
Oh. Hold on. I'm gonna step away real quick. My son is connected to my earbuds.
no problem,
This is
darling. No
PlayStation.
problem. So, guys, this is an unofficial test, but we are going to do some reading today. But this is like the unofficial, but get everything together, and it's still official because it's in the now and it is actually happening. So here we are. I am trying to mod for myself and get these share this link out to people so that they can come and greet us and say hello. Woo! What else do I need? I feel like I'm slipping down the hill. All right. Let me see what we got, guys. I need to send. Who am I gonna send to? Z. Oh, Henny. All right. Pop.
Yes.
Why can't I? Oh, there you are. Oh, okay.
I had to go into my son's room and turn off his PlayStation because I was connected.
The device, look, the device was behind, and I was like, what? Like, where is he? Like, I don't see him there. Oh my gosh. Woo. All right. I did get a sandwich.
I want a bite.
Ooh, top. Hmm?
I take a bite of the sandwich.
I'm sorry. I have to see because I can't see how much meat y'all could see in this damn camera, and I don't want to have my ass hanging out because it's hot, and I don't want to hike up this skirt. not realize what to see by it. Let's just scoot down. That's better. All right. So I bought an Italian hoagie. Do you know what you're gonna have for lunch? Are you frozen? Pop is frozen, guys. I think.
I'm not frozen.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna have lunch though. Son, you can go ahead and do what you need to do. Go ahead and turn it back on. I'm sorry. We got so many devices going here. It's crazy.
It's okay. I always have to hunt down the device that catches my Bluetooth.
I know, this is crazy.
And it's always the one that never wants to connect when it's just
Bluetooth technology is like the worst. It's absolutely the worst. It's completely.
You can't hear that wind, can you?
No, I can't.
Right. I'm gonna I bought a few nuts for my buddy. I'm gonna jump in that damn like. All right, you ready? What would you like to do?
I'm ready. I'm ready to read. I mean, I'm ready to listen to you read. What page are we starting on?
Oh. Wait, let me change the music.
And let me plug my phone in because I'm about
You don't have to. We don't have to start in the beginning. Wait, does that mean you're not going to read with me?
Yeah, I'm going to read with you, of course. That's why I just wanted to know where we're starting in the book.
All right. Oh, I will grab a spot in one moment. I am looking for.
Bidding wars. 3 weeks to iron out the details. Wasn't easy finding our gels.
Right. Damn, I didn't even do that. All right. Let me see. Proper. Hmm. All right. Page 46.
46.
I believe I might have read through that, but I would like to start there.
All righty. All right.
All right. And so if you want to, you can read the questioner, which is the italicized.
Okay.
Or do you want me to read the italicized?
No,
and
no,
you read what the Google.
I'll be the questioner.
I'm going to read the poem over here, okay, sir?
All right.
All right, guys, here we go. Welcome in, everybody. Guys, we're going to read over here privately since there's some issues on TikTok. But we're here, and this is what we're going to do. So I hope you enjoy, okay? We're doing this for recording purposes, so behave, guys. All right. Oh, beloved, you have taught me not to fear things of the mind or the world, but to fix my attention only upon you. Now, according to thy word, absorb my mind completely in thee. A divine play.
You often say things like, don't touch that and stay neutral. But my question is, what's wrong with engaging fully with life? And what's so good about being neutral? It seems to me that you're suggesting not to embrace life, not to trust our feelings, not to bother to participate in anything, that life is a waste of energy. But surely this can't be what you mean.
No, not at all. Nothing is wrong with the senses or with sense objects, with any object of perception, with the taste and the touch of personality, with any sensation, or with any of the phenomena we call life. If it is seen and accepted as just what it is, the manifestation or play of consciousness, the world, its experiencer, and the act of functioning of experiencing are all the play of the single consciousness. Seen with a pure mind, consciousness and its ever flowing content are neither negative nor positive. They simply are. The entire manifestation is a divine play in consciousness. It is God's Leela, God's creative expression. However, it is illusionary. I do not offer this to you as a teaching, but as an invitation for you to take a closer look at what you consider to be yourself. Are you willing to be completely open minded throughout this investigation? I say, don't touch anything. This is said only to counteract the tendency or reflection to engage oneself with what is often mere mental debris as soon as it appears in the mind. It is the advice or instruction offered to serious aspirants of truth whose deepest urge is to be free from the hypnotic influence and power of the mind. By discovering the pure and immutable nature within, the spell of the mind is broken. For those who are ready to leave all else behind for freedom, this advice comes. Others who do what they want as compelled by their nature, that too is the play of the cosmos, and it is therefore also natural. The mature seeker's mind his or her own business and goes his or her own way.
But if I just do what I want, what if I do something wrong or unkind? I reap the result of my wrong action, don't I? It doesn't seem right to say all is an illusion, or that it's all just play, or that nothing touches me or matters to me.
I am not saying that exactly, and understand that there is no arrogance behind my statement. It is more that I am saying the life force itself does everything. Mind is only an interpreter. If I shoot someone in my dream, I will suffer in the dream, no doubt, even if unchanged in the dream, uncaught in the dream. Whatever moral values I have would confront me right there in the dream. However, when I wake up, can I be arrested in the waking state for a crime that I committed in a dream? That which causes the dream to happen, would that not also be responsible for the occurrences in the dream? Can that itself be caught and charged with any offense? And if so, by whom? Contemplate this. For example, one flow of electricity is directed to this apartment. In this object, it produces heat. In that one, cold airflow. In the television, it causes moving pictures to appear. And in the fridge, it makes ice. But electricity is none of these things. It is neither hot nor cold. It has no image. If someone is killed by an electric shock, electricity cannot be charged, found guilty, or sentenced to time in prison. It is neither innocent nor guilty. It is the same with the life force and the consciousness.
If this is the case, what is the point of feeling alive, of education, creativity, evolution, and striving for perfection in thought, word, and deed? You make it all seem pointless.
On the contrary, as pure understanding arises, and it needn't arise suddenly, it may be gradual. The sense of a struggling personal self, which has been so accustomed to identifying with, dissolves and it is replaced by an expansiveness of being. The old psychological idiosyncrasies and the habits may still linger, but they have lost their power, just like a snake whose fangs and venom have been removed. And as the self within is seen to be the same self within all beings, selfless, selfishness, arrogance, and insecurities lose their hold, and effortless compassion flows outward towards all of life. You cannot find truth without love. It just won't blossom inside of your heart. Go into the belly of being and come up full. A master's help.
What is the point of being in satsang?
To know the truth of yourself with your entire being, true knowledge and understanding removes the feeling of separation or alienation from the completeness of being. Direct knowledge of self, confirmed in the heart, is whole, not partial. When the egoic tendencies are cut, realities reveal itself as pure awareness.
How can one cut the tendencies? Aren't tendencies also illusion?
Yes, they are, but your mind is not yet fully established in that understanding for this statement to be true. You have it intellectually, but it is not enough, and it won't last. Like a reflex, re identification with the ego will jump in, and in a flash, you will again be all in your mind stuff.
It all appears to be an impossible situation.
Investigate yourself or trust the supreme power. The identification with body and the active I sense gives rise to the personal mind, the personality. Identity implies there is an I entity. Find the entity you take yourself to be. When searched for, it vanishes. Why? Because it is not the real self. Self inquiry reveals this in a way nothing else can. Simply to say no one is there is only mental affirmation and has no lasting value. You may call it knowledge, but it is not your authoritative or direct experience.
Some teachers say investigation is also false, for it implies there is a someone there to inquire.
I am not interested in what other teachers say. Unless their words and presence strike me in an undeniable place, I don't agree anyhow. It is most misleading to say that investigation is also false, for it assumes the seeker has already recognized and realized he is the truth he has been searching for. Unless the seeker has had that profound recognition, this will merely remain a concept in his mind, and he may even believe that he has found the truth. And for a while, he will feel great joy and freedom, and the thought that is enough. But he is in denial. His mind is simply relieved that it does not need to tackle its emotional and psychological stuff. The seeker is constantly wearing an assumed identity. He is aware of the strength of his tendencies and wants to be free of them. It is as a result of the rising of the tendencies, and more importantly, the identification with them, that the reality appears hidden or difficult to reach. Effectively, the tendencies or habits of mind believed in hold the being hostage, as it were. If the seeker is deeply touched or moved by the force of truth or the energy field of the satsang, he begins to feel the power of the real self within. He experiences the influence of the heart's energy, which shines as peace, faith, joy, freedom, and love. However, sooner or later, the hardcore stuff, the latent tendencies of mind, begin to surface and cause the seeker to feel agitation, a sense of failure, disillusionment, and much discomfort. Feeling, feeling far from the great place he has tasted within himself, he becomes unsure, isolated, and often shrinks back for fear he will be overwhelmed by the mind force.
What is one to do? I feel so alone. There is a sense of desperateness.
If the urge for liberation is strong, the seeker will not give up. He will seek further guidance from a master. Like this, the seeker will be encouraged and guided to either surrender his personal identity or to investigate who suffers or feel the impact of such suffering. The true teacher will offer whatever advice is suited to the capacity of the seeker to grasp his real nature. A master's help is vital for success.
But you said all this is illusion, and then you speak all these words of instruction. I don't understand.
Stay in and as the wholeness. Don't fragment your mind. Words by themselves are not enough to be where I speak from. And what I speak of is true and truth.
This is confusing.
It's confusing because you are listening only with your mind.
If you know this, then why do you bother saying all this to me?
For now, others will benefit from this more than you. You may catch it up later. Do not reply on the rational mind only. Mind and heart are required. This is the real purpose and value of the guru, to recognize the needs of the seeker and to guide him appropriately up, until he moves beyond the need of help or external guidance. The sincere seeker must come to know He is the same as awareness. Hmm. All right, you read this one, the poem
Got you.
or the excerpt.
Yep, I got you. Don't try to squeeze yourself into some shape. You just won't get through. You have to be shapeless, empty. Can you be shapeless? Like space? Like water? If so, you stand a chance. But how are you going to do it? Well, actually, you can't do it. You can only allow the words to somehow undo you. You can only allow the guru's grace to deconstruct you so that only self remains.
Knowledge must be experienced.
Is there some practice we have to do?
There is nothing you must do or change to be what you are. However, there is something you must recognize in order to stop being what you are not. Investigate who you are. Through self inquiry, the ego self is exposed as a ghostly appearance in the light and presence of the real seer, the self.
I know that I know I am that. It's just that I forget easily. It feels that there's nothing one can do to help one remember.
It is not to know or to do, but to be. Knowledge must be experienced. When knowledge and experience are one, there is no separation. When they are one, knowing is being. Mind must remain in the heart. Only then knowledge becomes the direct experience of truth. Develop the habit of investigating yourself. Ask and seek earnestly within, but don't accept answers such as I am this or I am that. Allow the question to open up its light within you. Be quiet and alert and try to find out what I is. Who or what is I? Can I be seen objectively? Keep quiet while watching the various guises that I may assume. Sometimes the field of vision may suddenly become blurred or blank. The I thought may vanish, but do not start celebrating. Observe that the observing core of any activity is unmoved by any object of attention. Now find out what watches the sense of self. Like this, search out the I concept and its observer relentlessly until both merge into silence. This will happen in much the same way the great artists are ever contemplating their work, or a good detective is always thinking about solving a case, like Detective Columbo. The one yearning for liberation contemplates the nature of pure self continuously, driven by some inner compulsion, until there remains only the concept free silence of being.
All you say is crystal clear. There is so much power even in the hearing of this alone. However, my mind won't let go of the thought that there is a hurdle to jump over. Then resistance comes up, and I just don't feel I have the strength to investigate.
Engage single mindedly in the inquiry as though your life depended on it, and then resistance will drop away in no time. The effectiveness of the inquiry is its immediacy in revealing the false as false, thus leaving the self as the irrefutable reality. When your mind settles down in the heart, no one will have to convince you that this is your natural and original self. As maturity grows, recognizing the false and intuitively experiencing the self will be as swift as looking into a mirror and recognizing your face. Eventually, the mind or attention will remain effortlessly in the heart, thereby putting an end to all doubt and confusion.
Is there any scripture that backs up what you're saying here? Has any other master recommended this advice?
What I speak is nothing new, but is original in the sense that it is timeless and ever fresh. Sages over ages have discovered this simple truth and have pointed countless seekers towards constant investigation within, so that they may come to clarify and confirm it for themselves. I say, quit dilly dallying. If truth is what you yearn for, then go straight to the root of the matter. You won't get anywhere by sniffing around. Find out. I have shown you the way. Step boldly into this inquiry until your doubts are removed.
Muji, what's the point of your question? Can the seer be seen?
As experience parade in front of you, you see them. You are the seer of them. They do not see you. Mostly, you identify with the seen. This is why I call attention to the seer itself. What is the true seer? Who can answer this question but the intellect of the seer itself? Let me ask you, can the seer have any form or quality that is discernible? Can you be that which has form? Can what you are be an object? Anything that has form, isn't that an object of perception? What is the position of the seer who sees the seen? The one who is attempting to clarify if the seer can be seen. Is the one the seer, or is it also an object in the seer's view? Who is the true seer then? How will the seer, how will the true seer be identified? Can it be identified even? And if so, by whom? Another seer? Contemplate this deeply and earnestly.
I cannot see the seer.
Who cannot see the seer?
I don't know. My mind?
The mind is naturally pulled into the inquiry, and you mistakenly take in the mind as the seer. But it itself is seen and can therefore not be the ultimate seer. Do you understand? The power of the question, can the seer be seen, is not in receiving an objective answer. The power lies in the introspection, in the attempt to locate the seer devoid of quality. This introspection burns a lot of psychic noise. What remains is only that, the indefinable one in recognition of itself in this body. This recognition is non phenomenal because the seer self is imageless. Images are recognized in that one self because there is no other to recognize any image as phenomenon. If the mind is the recognizer of images, then the seer is the recognizer of the mind. Do you follow? When you surrender fully into this investigation, you are led into the deep mysteries of this universe. Such is the potency of self inquiry that by searching out the seer involves revelations emerge. Um, sorry, let me repeat that. Such is the potency of self inquiry that by searching out the seer, involuntary revelations emerge. You begin to sense the greatness and vastness of that immortal being which is dwelling in the body. Before the discovery is made, the being lives and appears in drag as a person. The Supreme itself is playing, portraying itself as all this. It plays the fool and the wise alike, yet it remains untouched and unmuted. When the being dreams itself as a journeyer, traveling to meet its own self, it appears to believe in its identity as a seeker so strongly that it does not even realize that it is chasing its own tail. Therefore, When it contemplates the ultimate truth, it perceives it only abstractly at first, and fear may spring up. If I push deeper and discover this, I might disappear. Something is laughing at this game, but you cannot hear it. Perhaps it is laughing at its own majesty. It is not a cynical laugh, it is a divine laugh. I am sure God is pleased with his own trick. Who but the Supreme could create such a play? I tell you that there is a room that you can only enter when you leave your mind outside and hold firmly to the inner being. I'll meet you inside. Go ahead.
Trying to stop the mind is like trying to stop the wind dressed as a kite.
That I am. Once there lived a king who desired enlightenment. He was deeply attracted to the spiritual philosophy of Advaita, which states that there is one undivided and all encompassing reality, and that this is what we are. The king loved spiritual discussions and enjoyed the company of saints and sages. One day, a naked monk stood outside of the gate of the palace. He had very long hair and long curling nails, and carried only a staff. He had the appearance of a wild forest dweller. He he tapped 3 times on the great door of the palace. The guard opened the door, and after scanning the monk from top to toe, he asked, "What do you want?" "I have an appointment with the king," uttered the monk. "Wait here," replied the guard. "Close the door." "My lord," the guard reports to the king, "there is a naked monk outside, and he says that he has an appointment with your majesty." The king enjoys playful pranks, but this time, being a little puzzled, he instructed the guard to ask the stranger if he was one of the royal ministers. So the guard returned to the door and asked the monk, "Are you one of the king's ministers?" The monk slowly shook his head from side to side and pointed his finger up towards the sky and answered, "Higher than that." The guard reported his answer to the king. He he said, "He is higher than your majesty." "Higher than a minister? Is he my counselor?" "Are you king's counselor?" the guard asked when he returned to the entrance of the castle, and again came the reply, "Higher than that." "Your majesty, the naked monk says that he is higher than that," the guard told the king. "Higher than my counselor? Is he a priest or a prophet?" the king inquired. "Are you a priest or a prophet?" quizzed the guard. "Higher than that," indicated the pointing finger. "Higher than a prophet," the king said. Now straightening himself up. "Then he must be a king from another country." "Are you a king from another country?" the guard asked, regarding the monk with skepticism. "Higher than that," came again the reply. When the guard reported this to the king drew himself up to his full height and gathered his robe around him. He himself strode down to the great door of the palace. "Above the king is only God," the king replied when he saw the monk standing in the moonlight. "Are you God?" There was a long, intense silence. Finally, "Higher than that," uttered the monk, his eyes filled with wild brilliance. The king was struck by the power and presence of this strange monk, but he could not contain his curiosity. "What?" exclaimed the king with surprise and awe. "Nothing is higher than God." A soft smile opened on the monk's radiant face. "That I am," came the astonishingly reply. On hearing these words, the king's energy left his body and he collapsed unconsciously on the floor. The royal attendants brought his body to the bedroom where, for a whole week, he slept deeply. Finally, on the morning of the 8th day, he rose suddenly. The attendants brought the king his robe, and he would not put them on. "Give them to my son," he ordered. "My work here is done. I go in search of the one who is beyond all."
Wow.
That's nice. Okay. You can read the next one.
If something is happening to me, it must also be happening to God, because I am in God's hand. I am in God's heart, and nothing can happen to God.
This shape shifting eye.
When you say fix the attention to the heart, the thought comes no matter what I do, I am identifying with an I.
It is enough to know that when the sense I am is recognized phenomenally, something more subtle lies behind and beyond. Looking for this something which lies beyond, no objective entity is found. The seeker and the sought merge in one, and all that remains is boundless silence and intuitive presence. The advice of those who recognize this is be there, be that. Now, is there something left to say?
There's a kind of total I.
In your haste to label it I becomes a concept before it has time to be absorbed within. What rushes forward to name it? Trace the roots, this urge or tendency to label. Evaluate or qualify perception. At the crucial point of recognition, a wordless instant, something springs up. Yes, there is an I, a total I, or some such remark. Don't identify with that thought. Instead, investigate what makes the response. It will become clear that it is still the ego creating a separation, a distance between I and self until it is exposed as nothing, nothing at all. If left unquestioned, the hypnosis of identity will remain undiscovered. Investigate your assumptions until they are exposed and recognized as mere thoughts. All of them, including the one who appears to be affected by them. This emotional, psychological I is also thought. Throughout the life of this body, something has been saying I millions of times. Yet, when asked who, where, and what is I, no one can say. Real self discovery is the recognition and realization of what this I is. The complete understanding that I is the supreme self and not a person, and that you are the one is what is called liberation. And crucially, vagueness about I is the ace card up the sleeve of the mind and is often missed or overlooked. I is the master thief itself. This is the thief Sri Ramana speaks about, the one dressed in the policeman's uniform who goes out to catch the thief, who is himself. Of course, the thief will never be caught. The policeman thief will run around blowing his whistle and pretending he is earnestly seeking the thief, but he will never find himself in jail. Ego will not and cannot kill ego. It is unreal. So, this thief, who really is it? The shape shifting I, when investigated, turns out to be only a thought, the most intimate and primal thought in manifestation.
I think I have several identities playing simultaneously. I regard each as a part of my one self, I am.
Whatever idea you may hold about yourself, however profound, however accurate or objective you consider them to be, they cannot be true, cannot contain, convey, or represent that which you are. Ideas, feelings, and opinions are variable. They cannot be more stable than their observer. Bring your attention away from the object of perception and rest it on the witnessing awareness alone. Who are you here and now?
I am nothing.
Yes, you are no thing. You are no body. Is this a painful? or disappointing discovery, when attention is absorbed in the heart, when the absence of identity there is supreme contentment, peace, and joy. This is the realization of the self. If you say to most people you are nobody, they would feel hurt or insulted. Why would you say that? Who do you think that you're talking to? They would cry and raise up their fists to fight you. But if you say to a sage, you are nobody, you are nothing, he will reply, thank you for reminding me. Although it is truth, he is beyond reminding. My master often said, you need nothing to be happy. You need something to be sad. As long as you are investigated in the world of somethingness, peace remains elusive. If ego persists, there will always be the need for another trip, another book, another course, another chance, or another day. Your vision is shaped and influenced by the conditional mind. Therefore, you seem always one, two, three steps apart from yourself. Your goal. Of course, this is not true, but it will feel true to you because you place that which you are at the end of some striving. The mind tricks you easily with its promises because you are eager to cooperate with it. Suggestion. True insight springs from emptiness. So, again, right now, what are you clinging to?
The idea that something needs to be done.
Activities will continue. They are the universe's spontaneous expression and are not in conflict with truth. But something needs to be done is a thought, a familiar, persistent, and believable thought. We rarely question such thoughts, for our culture trains us to strive and struggle for what for what in reality is the most natural, for what is already effortless present in ourselves. It paints self discovery, self awareness into a poetic fancy or a strenuous striving, ob- obtainable only for a few. Therefore, the need to act, to do, to strive towards a goal that's far off seems inevitable. A voice we know says, all this sounds true. I'll do some research, learn something about this new philosophy. It gives many great insights and teachings, the best I've heard. It will no doubt help me on my journey. And do believe it straight away, unquestioned. So in that instant, the water divides, the sense of separation is wedged in more tightly, and thus a journey is born. You are like the empty space in which the wind roams around. The nature of wind is to move from place to place, whereas space is infinite and still, and being infinite, incapable of even the slightest movement. There cannot be wind without space, but there can be space without wind. Space is not troubled by the activity of the wind. Neither gentle breeze nor hurricane affects it in the least. Similarly, you, the self, are boundless and unmoving like space, but your identity with the movements of the wind, mind, playing inside of you, and you forget your real nature.
Sometimes the mind blows like a tornado. How can I calm it? It seems impossible. Even meditation doesn't help.
Even if wind turns into a hurricane, how can it affect or disturb space? Contemplate this. You meditate and do all sorts of things to make your mind more quiet. Let me ask you, is space more space like when the wind isn't blowing? Knowing this is to free oneself from illusory efforts to control the wind mind. Be space and let mind roam as it will. This is the secret my master revealed to me. Remain as the ever present awareness. To know and understand mind is to transcend mind. Mind is wind and wave. Self is ocean and space. Identify I as ocean, as space, and not as wave or wind. And instantly you are out of the I trap. Better still, identify with nothing and remain as you are. No one can remove I. Therefore, accept I as self and God, and everything is included within it. Where there is only one, no fear can exist. Take I to be the impersonal self and not the personal ego. What remains now?
Nothing. Only some feelings arising.
Yes, now your words come from true. Remain as the nothingness, beyond the concept of nothingness. Let thoughts arise, but don't nurse them. Because if you say, now I have to let feelings arise, the mind can quickly turn that into another task again. Let what arises arise and move about by itself without your involvement. Don't be a police. Don't be a thought police.
Actually, my heart is in total peace.
The attention has merged with the source, the self. There is neither interest nor disinterest. There is a state of effortless detachment. Therefore, you are happy. When you engage your attention with anything, you give it life. This is not to say you must not enjoy beautiful flowers, the beach, the sun, fine food, or the choice between having some sleep or a sleep or a swim should not be made. Be clear about this. The play of choice is a natural expression of the self in manifestation. Be natural. Be yourself in every situation, with everything. Be at ease with everything. Do not be a pretender. Recognize that whatever manifests in consciousness is a playful, momentary, and superficial expression, and not a definition of what is. It may be the playing out of age old conditioning on the body mind level, but you are pure and beyond all definition. Stay here.
There is a space within which is entirely empty. This is the real temple of nothingness. We imagine that if it turns you into a fool, we imagine that it turns you into a fool. But if you are a fool for not knowing and being it,
Mhm. First, know first know your true self.
I find it very difficult to go beyond the ideas of you and me.
Let you and me be there. First, find out who you are.
When we see clearly that we are one,
What do you mean? In what way are we one?
we share everything.
Share means two or more. We, what is we? What is a person? What do we share? When you look at another person, what is it that you see?
A bundle of illusions, suffering, dreams.
You can hold the so called spiritual life, but still you may live in ignorance. Who are you? This is the most auspicious question that can present itself. Don't walk away from it. Many find it highly irritating. Perhaps this is why so few come to satsang. In the beginning, I thought many would come, climbing over each other in a search of freedom. But where are they? Who really wants to be free? If you take yourself to be I, a person, you will take others to be you, him or her. That is why this saying stands true. I don't see the world as it is. I see the world as I am. This entire world, including its perception, its perceiver, is a great seeming. Look into this I. you take yourself to be. You don't know how you know anything. We don't we don't know what knowledge is, and we don't know what there is to know. I ask, what is the source of mind itself, and what does it appear? Don't think, don't imagine. Just look. Stay with this investigation. When you pursue this question with yearning and determination, it will feel like you were on the back of a wild horse. It will try to throw you off, but you stay right there. Mind is being witnessed. What witnesses mind? If our basic assumptions about who we are remained unchanged, mind would be our identity. Something is prior to mind, watches mind, and knows its vibration, yet is unsoiled by mind. What is that? Can it be other than you, the soul self? Yet is
Could you
unsoiled
say
by
something
mind.
about love?
What is that?
Love
Can
is
it be
life,
other
and
than
life
you,
is love.
the soul self?
Before all else, you love
Yet
yourself.
is
Could you
unsoiled
say
by
something
mind.
about
Is the
love?
What is
love
that? And joy.
Love
Can
is
it be
life,
other
and
than
life
you
is love.
to exist?
Before
Before
all
the
else,
first
you
attachment,
love
yet
yourself.
it
Comes
comes
Could you
after
say
the
something about
identification.
The
love?
What is
love
that?
and
And
joy.
joy.
Love
Can
is
it be
life,
other
and
than
life is
you?
love.
Prior to
To
this,
exist
you only had
before
the
all else,
first attachment,
you love
yet
yourself.
it
Which
comes
is
after
just
the
love,
identification.
and the
First,
love
what is that? And joy.
Love
Can
is
it
life,
later
and
you
life is
identify
love.
prior to
To
this,
exist
you only had
before
the
all
feel
else,
first
I am
attachment,
this. You love
yet
yourself.
it
Which
comes
is
after
just
the
love,
identification.
and the
The
love
ego with that
and
and
joy.
joy.
Love is life,
Later
and
you
life is
identify
love.
prior to
To
this,
exist
you only had
before
the
all
feel
else,
first
I am
attachment,
this. You love yourself.
yet it
Which
comes
is
after
just
the
love,
identification.
and the
The ego
love
with that
and
and
joy.
joy.
Love is life,
Later
and
you
life is
identify
love.
prior to
To
this,
exist
you only had
before
the
all
feel
else,
first
I am
attachment,
this. You love yourself.
it
Could you
comes
say
after
something
the
about
identification. The
relationships?
ego with that and joy.
Love is life,
Later
and
you
life is
identify
love.
prior to
To
this,
exist
you only had the
because
feel
you
first
don't know your
attachment,
love.
it
Could you
comes
say
If
after
you
the
something about
imagine
identification.
you
The
love,
ego with
then
that
you
and
will know
joy.
it. Love is life,
Therefore,
and
you
life is
always
love.
want something from others
Because you don't know
and
you're
then
not
love
loved
yourself.
yourself.
It
You
comes to strongly
strongly
imagine
imagine
that
that
the
the
other
other
is
is
fulfilled.
fulfilled.
Therefore, you
You
always
always
want
want
something from others
because you don't know you're not loved
to be
yourself.
realized.
You
It comes to strongly imagine that the other is fulfilled. Therefore, you always want to be happy
Because you don't know you're not
to
loved
be
yourself.
realized. For as long as they see that the other is fulfilled, therefore, you always want to be happy
Because you don't know you're not loved
to be
yourself.
realized. For as long as the mind knows all others are fulfilled, it always wants more and more. It is never fulfilled. It desires the mind knows all others are fulfilled. It always wants to desire you know the mind, therefore you are you know the mind, therefore you are you live well with you know the mind, therefore this is the best way. You live well with you know that is true. This is where that's all at. You live good you know that the and had run away, preserve your being good still knowing this of their mind had run away, merged inside the mother. Your idea of their body mind had run away, merged inside the mother. Your idea of realize does not hold their identity. Their minds are inside the they are realize does not hold their identity. Very often, thought comes, but they do not carry us away because we have no particular interest in them. We struggle only with thoughts and feelings which have meaningful comes, only after we have formed a personal relationship with them can they command and engage our attention. This leads to a administrative hypnosis, and we are out of person has put into a flow of command and engage, which can quickly escalate into an emotional state of confusion and when we are out of person, we suffer because we are distracted from our self. But we cannot also but can we not also because we are different of attention. At this point, we are not inside the dreaming mind yet. We are observing it, and we don't let it in. At this point, the thread of thought is the dreaming mind yet. We need not panic nor be afraid of thought. For thought activity is the natural display of the life force in its expression through the human instinct. Nor be afraid of thought. Identification with the I thought, the natural display of the life which allows other thoughts and the human well-being. The earnest seeker must develop the habit of observing without identification with the phenomena arising in the mind. In this way, the earnest seekers are used to expose the ego self, when eventually the ego, that is the ego, is strained out. True seeing remains. When truth is recognized and confirmed within his heart, the mind is seems to switch sides out. Now, moving into service to do the will of the Lord. And confirmed within his heart, the mind is seems to switch sides out. Now, moving into remain as a life intelligence. The beginning is to seize without personal interest or engagement. Being dormant, remain it is incapable of association. Recognized and confirmed interest or engagement. It is already here at the ground of faith. It is incapable of association. Recognized and confirmed interest or engagement. It is already here at the ground of faith. Each time the attention runs out, bring it back inside, where it merges with awareness. There might be a little resistance and discomfort in the beginning, but this will gradually settle down as the silence comes to the foreground awareness. This is the fruit of detachment or passive observing, but this will gradually become effortless and natural, rippling into an unbroken state of peace and joy. Detached inquiry exposes the personal identity as a myth. It leaves itself in a state of passive and panoramic perceiving. Inquiry is free from the burden quality of personalized being. It leaves itself in a vast superstructure of conditioning and concepts that appear to have covered itself as we begin deconstructing until it is in feeling power and control. And concepts that appear to have covered any state, however pleasing. Don't settle for God. Spiritual knowledge, short-lived bliss, and paranormal experience. I'm the one settling for our meaning, spiritual knowledge, these states, and for one that is unmoving, undivided, and unaffected by